And now it is time to welcome in Sean Hill, a man who I was playing some highlights of a game in 2002. And don't you know, Sean Hill's name was mentioned all over them. I appreciate your time, sir. How are things going on up in your neck of the woods? There should have been a number 9 at Jersey Mike's for everybody in Lewisburg.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. It's all's good. All's good with me. Big Canes win last night, obviously. It was great to see. Everybody's in a good mood now.
Yeah, everybody's in a great mood. It was an awesome day. All right, let me ask you, when was the last time you executed a play like Jacob Slavin did on the second goal of the game?
I mean, probably, I don't know, a month and a half ago. In my dreams. In my day, I would have never even thought to shoot the puck from there, and but it happens nowadays once in a while. But I mean, what an amazing play at the start of it when he knocks the puck out of the air from like 3 feet from the guy, 2 feet from the guy. It's one thing when it's going cross ice and you knock it out of the air. That's still difficult, but he does it, a foot and a half, 2 feet from off the guy's stick, which is crazy. And then has the patience to just take it in and all the way to basically the goal line, and then rips it between his ear and the post. I mean, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. We know he doesn't get it for his defense. I mean, for me, he's the best shutdown guy in the league.
Yeah.
And I know I'm biased, but even with all my favoritism towards him, I think you take that out and he's still the best in the league. But he makes some offensive plays that, I mean, he's definitely not just a shutdown defenseman. He's an amazing player.
Yeah, I think if he hunted more offense, I think he would score more, but he's not interested in that. He'd rather keep you off the scoreboard than him get on it. But we've seen in the past where when he does have the opportunity, he's good. He's legitimately good offensive performer. I thought that play was a highlight. Even if he just feathers the puck in behind the net and goes off for a change, it's a highlight because it keeps the puck in, and the Devils had been in their own end for about 2 minutes at that point, and everybody's gassed, and then you keep them on the ice even longer. It's just a ridiculous play. Sean Hill is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. After the way the game was played out and ultimately ended on Friday night, what did you see from the blue line, especially the two veteran guys in Burns and Orloff, that enabled them to be so good defensively throughout the game?
I think it's, keeping it simple obviously is easy to say, but I think sometimes we get a little bit carried away trying to make plays that aren't there, forcing things, especially this time of year. There's a lot of times this time of year where just getting the puck out of your zone, in a situation like the Devils were in when they didn't get out of the zone when Jacob held it in. I mean, you reverse that, and sometimes it's a big play to get the puck out of the zone or to get the puck to the red line and get it in, so you can change instead of being stuck in your zone for 80 seconds or a minute and a half or whatever it is. I think sometimes people don't realize how big a little battle can end up being, especially in the playoffs. It's so low scoring a lot of the times that a simple play of getting the puck in or out at the line or getting it, chipped past the guy can be the difference in the game when it's as tight as it is. So, I think obviously we're not scoring a ton of goals. So sometimes you got to put a little bit more emphasis on the little things. Mm-hmm. And that might be a play where you get a little bit more of a stretch to get the puck out, or you take a hit to get the puck to the line or things of that nature. And I think that was just kind of, something we did a little better.
Yeah, there's something to be said, by the way, for taking a hit to make a play. I saw it from Aho last night a couple of times where he held onto the puck long enough to get the puck to somebody else who could carry it out of the zone or carry it into the offensive zone. And sometimes you have to be willing to do that. Sean Hill is joining us here. All right, let me get to the Timo Meier, Frederik Andersen situation, and we'll take it in chunks. First is Meyer's hit on Anderson. What are your thoughts on what we saw? How responsible is Andrei Svechnikov for anything that happened?
I think that it's hard, I think it's a situation where I bet if he had a chance to do it again, he'd do something differently. I think it's not like he totally blew Freddie up.
Right.
But I definitely feel like he knew what he was doing. I feel like he went in there with a purpose, and even though he didn't completely run him over, he was going in there to rattle him if he didn't score. And I think I'm not saying a guy has to fight. I by no means was a fighter, but I would definitely recommend someone grabbing him by the neck of the jersey and raking it, to the point where he's getting some jersey burn on his neck and thinks twice about the next time, or a slash across the wrist or the ankles. I mean, something's got to be done. I mean, I think he was probably surprised that he went right through our, most precious area and got a good chunk of our goalie, and there was nothing to be said about it,
Yeah, well, I mean, and Andrei Svechnikov was the defender there. He was back checking on Meyer. And I know what the devil's side is, well, that Andre pushed him into Freddie. That didn't happen. And Andre was like looking for a call there rather than grab Meyer and corral him against the boards and, again, go through the face wash portion of the tour, as Trip Tracy likes to say. And I understand what you're saying because but this Hurricanes team has never really done that. And that is maybe that's surprising. Maybe the wrong players were on the ice for that, but I think Andre certainly could have done something. But they didn't really do anything. The first physical response to that was Martinook's hit on Andre Palat about 5 or so minutes later. Martinook hit 2 players on that shift. He also hit, I think, Chwalski later on in that same shift. But Martinook had clearly been stewing about it. Should it have been a penalty on Meyer?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it should have been. I can't remember who it was, but they said probably it would have been a goaltender interference probably type of thing. So if it's that, it's definitely, why isn't it a penalty type of thing,
Yeah.
So I just think that, we're definitely not built like that. That's not our identity. But, I look around and I see other teams and, obviously a guy like Tom Wilson does it the best. I think Sam Bennett does it very well.
Yeah.
I think at a cheaper version is probably a Duhaime, like for Washington. And Duhaime's not by any means a heavyweight, and neither is Sam Bennett, but he's going to let you know if you did something, and it's not going to be comfortable for you the rest of the game. And the other thing he might do is he might hit you on the button with his shoulder too. And Duhaime is a tenacious forechecker. I mean, he goes in with an attitude, and he wants to get the puck, but if you're in the way, he's not afraid to go through you to get it. And I just think that those guys are so valuable. They're so hard to get too. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't have one of them, but I think, if we can go to the collective, toughness thing, and, somebody should have tried to run someone over clean the next shift, like Marty did,
Yeah.
But I mean, that should happen right there. It should happen the next shift. And if that's the way you're going to play, we can play like that too. And, we got enough guys that can be physical. I mean, sometimes the opportunity doesn't come up, but, we got to have guys like Carrier looking for it. We got to have Marty looking for it. We got to have Spetch looking for it. Robinson's got to be looking for it. And guys on the back end, Orly obviously can hit. Chatty can hit when he wants to, but I just think when that happens, I think everyone's got to be a little bit hypersensitive to, having their eyes wide open and looking for a hit. You don't need to run out of position to make it happen. You don't need to take a penalty, but when the opportunity presents itself, you better meet it head on and do it with some authority.
Sean Hill, former Carolina Hurricane, joining us here on the Adam Gold Show, especially because it is your goaltender and Freddie had been playing so well. Same thing did happen in the series against Boston a few years ago when David Pastrnak took a shot at Antti Ranta after Ranta played brilliantly in Game 1 and was starting off well in Game 2. Kochetkov was the backup goaltender then because Anderson was hurt. Anderson actually didn't play in the playoffs in 22. Kochetkov came in that game and was really good. That actually gave us the Kochetkov-Brad Marchand moment, which was still one of the legendary Kochetkov moments. That and the poke check and the penalty shot on Brady Tkachuk in the game in Ottawa last year, maybe the two signature Kochetkov moments. But so it happens there. It happened there too, and I don't even remember the response from Carolina other than they won that game, but ultimately needed 7 games to win the series. So real quick before we say goodbye to Sean, what would you send the same lineup out tomorrow, and would you, without saying it, expect something, especially when you know that Jacob Markstrom has already swung his stick at Andrei Svechnikov, hit his own guy, but he was definitely trying to inflict some damage to Andrei. Would you run at Markstrom?
I mean, no, I don't think it's necessary. I would go after pucks in the crease with reckless abandon. I mean, I would, it's got to be, for me, it has to be a hockey play.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, pucks bounce in the crease, trying wraparounds, and when the pucks, the whistle's not blown, go hard to that area for sure. At the least, I'd rather see us, drop penalties than hurt their goalie. I don't think that, like I said, it's got to be a hockey play. As far as the lineup goes, I think Jankowski had a good game. He seemed like he was around it all night. I'd hate to be the coach. I would absolutely, I'd hate it. It's such a hard job. And how does Roddy go to Roslovich and pull him?
Right.
And then, and now I don't know if he leaves, Jankson, how do you go to him after he was around it all night and had a really good game, I thought, and tell him, but I don't know. I think somehow we got a 3-1 lead. I would try and get Nikishin in there, but I don't know anything about anything.
Are you trying to blow my Twitter timeline up, Sean? Are you trying? You trying to give me another a third job here?
I don't know, man. I just think the guy is. I've never seen him. I've seen a couple highlights, but I mean, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's hungry. He's very, very good offensively. He is hard to play against. I mean, it's begging for him, especially when we're up 3-1. I hate to say it, but I would probably be looking at dressing 7D maybe if you don't like the decision of pulling one of them on the back end. But I'm my greatest coaching accomplishments are being on time to help Justin Williams' team. I mean, I can't make decisions like that, but I know that kid's intimidating. I know he played in the one of the best leagues in the world in Russia and dominant. So let him out of the cage.
Oh gosh, R.I.P. to my mentions. Sean Hill, I thank you, man. I appreciate your time. I always love talking about the game with you. We will do it again soon, as soon as I get done answering all of the messages to me on Twitter. You're the best. I appreciate it, man. Take care.
That sounds good. Look forward to talking to you again.
You got it, Sean Hill here on the
There it was. He just left that little nugget and walked out.
Oh man, it was fantastic though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't even know what to say at this point.